love these conventions. And as far as traditions go, this Brotherhood Banquet's got to be one of my favorites. There's another tradition I look forward to each summer. It's a camping weekend with some fellow alumni from my chapter. It's a time when we leave behind the stresses of daily life and immerse ourselves in the simplicity of nature. We hike, swim, cook meals over the fire, and most of all, spend long nights around the campfire. Those nights are special to me. They reinvigorate my soul. As the fire burns, we talk about everything, our lives today, our families, and our careers, but also the moments we shared during college and the 20 years since. There's something about those conversations that feels timeless. I'm sure many of you can relate. They remind me of the spark of brotherhood that Phi Kappa Tau represents. It's a spark that ignited during our time on campus, but it's grown and deepened over the years. For me, these reunions, whether they're in a hotel ballroom or in the woods or in your chapter meeting every week, embody what fraternity truly means. Shared experiences, honest connections, and a bond that unites us across time and space. It's a testament that Phi Kappa Tau inspires in us all, and it's one that I hope to do my small part to continue well for the next generations of Phi Kappa Tau brothers. I grew up in a small chemical plant town in southeast Texas. I didn't come to college looking for a fraternity. Like many young men, I arrived on campus hoping to find my place. A few friends, perhaps a club, but not letters or rituals or tradition. I didn't even know what fraternity meant. Until a student activities fair where I met Jeff Rubright, who's here tonight. I met a group of guys who weren't pitching me on the next event. They were talking about building something meaningful. They had no house, no history on campus, just a shared belief that men of character could create something that mattered. That was Phi Kappa Tau. That moment would chart the course of my life, leading to my most important friendships, my most formative lessons, and ultimately to this moment. As founding fathers of our chapter, we weren't just joining, we were indeed building. We learned by doing. We struggled. We nearly folded. But in those failures, we found our bond. Through those long nights of planning recruitment, hosting events, forming traditions, we didn't just form a vibrant chapter, we created true brotherhood. My journey began to stretch beyond Belmont, and with it came lessons that I still carry today. I went to my first national event, the Southeast Regional Conference at Florida State. There I learned that every Phi Tau chapter is different, yet united by something deeper. I attended our Centennial Convention, the largest gathering in our history, and I felt the awe-inspiring grandeur of our great fraternity and the legacy that we carry forward. On a chapter road trip, we stopped at Virginia Tech. Brothers there gave us a place to stay and a night on the town simply because we wore the same letters. That night, I learned that Phi Tau is a national family. I volunteered at a serious fun camp with brothers from Cal Poly and Chapman. Amid laughter, service, and joy, I learned gratitude and how to embrace the spirit of youth. I helped my chapter earn its charter and was initiated by alumni I considered Phi Tau legends. And in that moment, I learned the full depth of our cardinal principles. I was given my first opportunities in national service. As a volunteer, I taught remarkable young men at Leadership Academy and other programs. And I learned what it means to give back and how service shapes not just others, but ourselves. I led our fraternity's funeral service for the first time with the father of a University of Tennessee brother, himself a Phi Tau. That taught me that our bond endures, that Phi Tau carries us even when we're gone. Each moment left an imprint, each chapter a lesson, and through them all, I came to understand Phi Kappa Tau doesn't just change college, it changes lives. It's a vehicle for transformation, a force that builds leaders, shapes relationships, and instills lasting values. And that's why I'm here, because our fraternity teaches us every day, and Phi Kappa Tau still has so much more to live. Brothers, we're starting the next chapter in Phi Kappa Tau's story, and I invite you tonight to think boldly about building the future of Phi Kappa Tau. We're a proud fraternity with a rich legacy. Names like Scheidler, Maxwell, Bordell, and Anson carry a century of weight. That heritage is something we must honor and learn from. But we should also remember that legacy alone doesn't chart the path ahead. The world is changing, and so are the needs of our members. Our students are navigating more pressure, more complexity, and more exposure than ever. Our alumni are seeking deeper connections and a stronger purpose in their engagement. And that gives us extraordinary opportunity. Phi Kappa Tau is needed today more than ever before. And Phi Kappa Tau is uniquely positioned to lead, to reimagine what fraternity can look like in this moment, and to shape what it means for the next generation. That's why I'm so excited about our potential and our strategy. It rests on a simple idea. We can be a great fraternity by creating great experiences. It is bold and ambitious, yet at the same time grounded in getting back to the fundamentals. Brothers, you should feel proud of your fraternity. You are a part of a brotherhood that's on the rise. The last few years have not been easy. Change rarely is. Transformation often comes wrapped in discomfort. But in that crucible, we forged the foundations of a stronger, more effective fraternity. We have more brothers participating in national education than we've seen in many years. We were just recognized by the North American Interfraternity Conference for our growth. Our governance is more transparent, our finances more sound, and our national operation more focused. Our chapters are achieving, our foundation is delivering, and your national organization is ready to create meaningful value. These things didn't happen by accident, but we're not satisfied, and we're not slowing down. Tonight I'm wearing a pin of our fraternity coat of arms that was gifted to me by our late brother, John Green, on my initiation day. John was a giant of a Phi Tau. Years ago, he gave me some sage advice that's always stuck with me. John was a Navy man, and he talked about what it takes to build a ship. The years of work, the scores of men, the planning, the cost, and then finally it's complete. You celebrate, you christen the ship with champagne. It's a proud moment. But he reminded me that moment isn't the end, because the real purpose of a ship isn't to be built, it's to sail. These milestones, this convention, this role, this moment in Phi Tau's story, they aren't destinations, they're launch points. Celebrations, yes, but also a call to press forward. And tonight, Phi Kappa Tau is setting sail again. We've built something strong, but our next purpose lies in the voyage ahead. Now it's time to chart our course. In the coming year, we're launching new on-campus programs. We're doubling the pace of new chapter expansions. We're enhancing events to drive stronger attendance and engagement, and rolling out powerful new digital tools to support every chapter's success. With a new comprehensive housing strategy, we're ready to transform chapter living experiences and strengthen our competitiveness for the long haul. We also have a very unique opportunity to revitalize our Oxford home, not just as a headquarters, but as a destination for brothers to learn and grow. The great thing about strong foundations is that they allow us to build boldly. And Phi Tau is willing to imagine big things and to reach for them. Brothers, be proud. But don't just be proud, be confident. Confident in where we're going, confident in what we're building, and confident in the strength of the Phi Kappa Tau experience, an experience that's being reshaped, renewed, and reinvigorated for you. To my undergraduate brothers, let me speak directly to you for a moment. You are the linchpin. Everything starts with you. Here's my advice. If you recruit well and you keep your brothers and guests safe, if you don't haze, we can solve most other problems. The formula for recruitment isn't a secret either. It works when you're proactive, you recruit year-round, follow up with interested men, and select based on values. You have the tools to build something great and the honor of shaping the next generation of Phi Tau men. Your fraternity can be one of your biggest superpowers. Lean into it. And to my alumni brothers, if our undergraduate chapters are the heartbeat of Phi Kappa Tau, you are the lungs, breathing life into our brotherhood through service and generational connection. I know you want to reconnect. You want to give back. You want to know what's going on. And I believe you should have that chance. We've had great alumni plans before. This time, we're going to finally follow through. And brothers, as we look ahead, we also have to be honest about where we've fallen short. Some of our programs still don't consistently meet our expectations. Too often, chapters face challenges without the right resources at their fingertips. Communication has been infrequent and insufficient. And in moments demanding urgency, we've been too slow to act. At times, we've tried to operate from too small a center, leaving talent on the sidelines when we should have been building the team. No organization is perfect, and neither am I. Acknowledging our shortcomings isn't about blame, it's about learning, it's about striving, and I stand here tonight committed to Phi Kappa Tau striving for greatness. We owe it to our undergraduates, our alumni, and that legacy we've inherited to raise the bar. With stronger programs, better support, clear communication, and an accountability and culture of responsiveness. It's not about returning to the past. It's about building on our renewed foundations to create something even stronger. This is our charge. It is ambitious, it is urgent, and it is ours to fulfill together. I know none of us takes on this work alone, because I certainly haven't. And I wanted to take a moment next to honor a few people. First, to my chapter brothers from Belmont. There's more than a handful of them here tonight. If I'd only known where things would lead. You're my best friends and the reason I'm standing here today. Thank you for believing in me from the beginning and for walking with me every step since. To all the Phi Tau's, a multitude in this room who've placed their confidence in me, who've called me into service over the years, mentored me, voted for me, challenged me, whom I've served with side by side, I'm humbled by your trust, and I will give this role everything I have. To my fellow national counselors, our staff, all those helping lead this fraternity, thank you for your partnership and your resolve. Leading a fraternity is a tough job. It's long hours, hard decisions, and a ton of work, but you show up with passion and dedication, and I am damn proud to serve alongside you. And finally, to my gorgeous and amazing wife, Jessica, I cannot do this without you. Leadership in Phi Tau is a calling, but it's also a commitment. It's a second job with all the time, stress, and travel that comes with it. Everything except for a paycheck. Thank you for your unwavering support, your patience, your belief, and your love. I love you. Brothers, I'd like to leave you with a challenge, a moment to look inward and forward. When you leave Orlando, I hope you take a moment to reflect, not just on this weekend, but on your own journey in Phi Kappa Tau, on where it's brought you and where it might lead you next. To me, Phi Kappa Tau has always felt like a call for progress. I think of our founders, bold and imaginative, of Ewing T. Bowles standing before this very room 40 years ago, famously asking us to reach for the star. He wasn't just daring us to dream, he was inspiring us to rise. I think of a brotherhood retreat early in my journey, climbing to a mountaintop. The view was incredible, but what mattered most was the challenge me and my brothers took on together. Progress is not born from wishful thinking, but from expectation. Hope looks forward to, but expectation moves. And I'm reminded of Churchill's words, how before each of us stretches an ever-lengthening, ever-ascending, ever-improving path. That's how I see our fraternity. A climb, a call, a future built not on ease, but on courage. And we will climb higher, then higher still. Most of all, we'll do it together. So join me. Let's build, let's climb, and let's go far with Phi Capital.